Welcome to the Digital Disciples channel. This channel is going to be about Christian discipleship and specifically looking at the tools of discipleship rather than theology. So I'm not really going to look at theology. It might sneak in from time to time, but really what I want to concentrate on this channel is looking at the many digital tools that are out there. So the online tools, so the smartphone apps, the computer programs, etc., that we can use to be better Christians, to really get into our faith a little bit deeper and be more like Christ, because that's essentially what we should be as disciples. We should be more like Jesus, more like Christ, have his sort of mindset. So I'm going to be looking at specific tools. So I'm going to be looking at Bible reading apps. So Bible reading apps such as Olive Tree, YouVersion, Through the Word. I mean, those are just three of many. So we'll be looking at Bible reading apps. So apps that allow us to actually read the text. And those will allow us to read the text in English, but also look at different languages. In some cases, maybe look at the original languages, so the Greek, Aramaic, etc. So those are really good apps on there. I'm also going to be looking at Bible study apps. So as well as reading it, there's being able to actually understand what it's actually saying. If you just read the Bible, there's a lot of stuff that can be confusing. There's lots of things that can that you may be not sure about. You don't know what that means. You don't know what this means. And it's really important to be able to go a bit deeper. So the Bible is not one book. It's many books that are grouped together, different types of books, different authors over a massive time period. So really understanding the context of that, so who wrote it, the time it was written, that sort of thing, are all important things to understanding the actual text that's on there. Because then once you understand that, you can then start to see how some of it does apply to our lives. Because in many cases, a lot of the things that are being talked about are just the same human problems that have happened throughout the millennia. So really being able to apply that to your life is important if you're going to be a disciple. So we'll look at things like Right Now Media. Right Now Media is a really good source of study material. I use that one. A really good one is the Bible Project. If you've not come across that, that is a really good resource. A good overview of the Bible and lots of different aspects of the Bible, the books, the words, some of the concepts that are in there. Really good. If you're in the UK, there's a really good men's ministry called Christian Vision for Men. They have a lot of really good resources, well worth looking at. So well worth checking those out. So as well as reading the Bible and studying the Bible, I'm going to talk about meeting places. So online meet. Now we're all probably fed up of meeting online. We've just coming out the other side of a global pandemic, which has essentially thrown all of us online. So a lot of our churches were closing. We were doing that online. So a lot of our business meetings, a lot of our normal meetings on everyday life went online. And I think a lot of us are getting a bit of online fatigue. For a lot of places, online meeting places are the only option they've got. I travel a lot for my job, so I've been using online meeting resources for a long time. I meet together with a few of the Christians, and we meet online midweek because basically we're in lots of different places, so we can't physically get together. But this allows us to meet together on a regular basis. So I'm going to talk about online meeting tools. So I'll talk about things like Zoom. Microsoft Teams, Google Meet are all good ones on there. I've used all of those. Those all work really well, so I'll be looking at those as well. Also, if you're into VR, virtual reality, there's some good meeting places there as well. There's AltSpace VR, which is really good, and there is VR Chat. And if you don't know already, into VR, virtual reality, there's actually a church already well established, aren't there? VR Church, well worth looking at. So if you're into your virtual reality, into your virtual spaces, check out VR Church, well worth a look at. I've been there a few times. It's pretty good actually. It's quite mind-blowing, well worth looking at. So that's Bible reading apps, Bible study apps, meeting platforms. Also, a thing I'm going to talk about is using your normal everyday social media, things like Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, just to keep that dialogue going. So the times where you can't actually physically get together, the time where you don't have time to maybe talk to each other, where you can just message each other and keep in touch with what's happening in your life. Those are really good, so I'll talk about some of the options there. And one of the things worth looking at are things like podcasts. Podcasts can be really good because podcasts are really useful for sort of teaching. So some good teaching in podcasts. So some good things to listen out there. Some good lifestyle podcasts and some good podcasts that look at technology. A really good podcast worth checking out if you're a Christian is the Church Digital. Somebody I know set that one up, and that's really good. It looks at some of the technology to use, but it also has got interviews with various different churches and online churches that have used lots of stuff on there. So that's worth looking at. In the next videos, we'll start to really do what I want to do with this channel, and that is to look at the individual apps and programs on there. So the idea will be that each video will look at a particular app, a particular program, and what we'll do, we'll look at how to set it up, get the most out of it. So look at some of the features on there that maybe not be obvious. So there's some features out there, like particularly YouVersion is a really good one. There's lots of really good things in the background that are worth looking at, and I'm going to be starting with YouVersion. So the next video we'll be looking at YouVersion. We'll be looking at how to set it up, as I said, looking at how to get the most out of it, some of the features on there that are really useful from a discipleship point of view. So that's going to be next time. All left to say, please like, subscribe if you think you're going to find this channel useful. That will let me know that people out there are going to find it useful. Also, comments below, please tell me about anything that you found useful in there, whether it's apps that you particularly use that you find useful, podcasts, anything out there that's within the digital realm that has helped you as a Christian to grow in your faith, and we can include those within future videos. So that's it. See you next time.